Hey folks, welcome back. In this session, we will learn the arrays in the Rust. How do we go ahead with the arrays and how do we declare arrays? How do we handle it? This is all very important, and in this session, we will have it in a nice way. What is arrays all about? Array is all about homogeneity. Arrays are all homogeneous in nature. The memory allocation will happen in a sequential way, which means block 1, block 2, block 3 continuously in a sequential way, the memory allocation will happen. And it is all static in nature. No resizing happens. Once initialized, it remains. And the most important thing that we need to understand and remember, like any other programming language, here as well we have got subscript allocated to each of the arrays, and one can update the values but not remove it. Right. There are many syntaxes that are available with respect to arrays, and I'm going to choose the easiest one for you to understand. How do we go ahead with the array? Let variable underscore name equal to the brackets v1, v2, v3 and its semicolon. That's all. You have created an array. Now how do we go about programming? Very simple. Let array I32 semicolon 3 equal to 1, 2, 3. Now what do we do? Very simple. We have assigned 1, 2, 3 to the array which is of size 3. Now when I try to print the array, when I print it just as array, I get the complete content of the array printed as array is 1, 2, 3. But when I want to get the size of the array, I can still get it using array.len, and you can see that out here the size is 3. So how did we declare it? Very simple. Let variable name equal to, in the bracket v1, v2, v3 square bracket, we close it. Similarly, when I want to access it, I can access it by the name of the array. The name of the array here is given as array, and I can access it through that. When I want to obtain the length of the array, it's pretty simple. Array.len I can use and I can still access it. Well, if not declared, what will be the type of the array? By default, if you have not declared it, it will be taken as integer. Remember it, by default, if you have not declared, it will become integer. How does it work? An example will be always helpful. In this case, you can see that here, I made it integer. I32, I made it integer. But here, what I'm going to do is, I'm having an array with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I have not specified what type of data it is. Now I'm trying to print it, and you can see that here, the array is ARR, println the size of the array is 9. So by default, it takes anything that you specify without data type as integer. Remember it, it's very important point to remember. Well, what could be the default values that you can put onto the array? I want to specify some default values. I want to initialize an array with some default values. How do we do it? Very simple. I'm going to show that as well. I have first created an array with 5 elements, and you can see that here 0 and 5. We can see that here 0 semicolon 5. What do you mean by that? Very simple. In all the 5 slots of the array, put 0 as the initialization value, as the default value. That's what we mean, and we have pushed in 0 to all the 5 slots of the array. Now, I'm trying to print it and I'm trying to find the length of the array. You can see that the array has got 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, and the size is all 5. Now, next case, I'm trying to create a different array called array1, and I want to initialize each element of the array with -1 as the default value. -1 and 5, when I specify, all the 5 blocks of the array gets -1 as the default value, and when I try to print array1 and length of the array, I get the output as specified here. Array is having -1, -1, -1, -1 and -1 as the default initialized value, and at the same time the size of the array remains 5. This is how we can get some default value being pushed in onto the array. This is the simplest way one can understand. Now, array and for loop. I need to connect the array and the for loop here in this case, and how do I do it? It's very easy to do it. I'm going to get the for loop with an array here. How do we do it? Very simple. I've got an array ARR I32 4, and I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 pushed into it. So I have got an array with elements 1, 2, 3, 4 pushed into it, and I have printed the array content and also the length. You can see that here array has got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the size of the array is 4. Now I have used the for loop. For index in 0 dot dot 4, their index is, it has to be the index is, and the value is, if you see index, the index is nothing but it will tell you the position. So this gets you the position 0, and array of index a of 0, array of 0 will get you the first element of the array, array of 1 will get you the second element, array of 2 will get you the third element, and that's what is being printed. The index is 0, the value is 1. The index is 1, the value is 2. So this is how I can combine the for loop and the array. I hope you understood the way we can initialize and use the arrays, and I also hope that you understood the way I have used for loops with the array. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. If you like the channel, the content, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thank you.